Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? It is TGIF. Thank God it is Friday. Well, Friday was yesterday for me, but for you, it is Friday evening. It's Saturday afternoon down here in Melbourne, Australia, but that's okay. Thank God it is Saturday. The one day of the week I actually get to sleep in is a Saturday, so I often get up very, very late, which I did today. I got to sleep in a little bit. Hopefully, I'm sounding a little bit better. I actually got some sleep for once. No insomnia last night. I think I was running on fumes, and eventually I just blacked out. So hopefully, I'm sounding a bit better today. Hey, Penguin, how are you? Marlon Clausen, I Hate Mornings, Blaze is here. Kathy Lynch, April B, Mamma Mia, Marilyn Landis is here. I tell you, it sounds like a swear word. You could say it in traffic to, like, one of those heated confrontations that people driving have. Like, someone cuts you off, and you can just lean out the window, have your like arm out, and be like, Marilyn Landis, and just yell at people, and they'll just look at you and go, "Who the hell is what does that mean?" But you'll know because it sounds like a swear word. How are you all? Hey, Lynn D, retired RN. Gayla's here. Hey, Gayla. Who else is here? I'm here. I'm here. Apparently, I'm here. Hey, me. That was past me. Andrew was here very early on. Hey, Andrew. Good to see you. All right. Are we here? Yeah, we're here. See, Marilyn knows. See, people will just look at you. I swear, it'll probably end the argument because they'll just look at each other and be like, What did he say? What did they say? What do you mean, a Marilyn Landis? Who is that?" And they'll just drive off. They'll be so confused at your yelling at them, they won't know. April B, I am very sorry to hear of your pet. That is, yeah, awful. Yeah, well, do you know what the way I think about it is? This is the way I look at it. When we have pets, we try and give them the best life that we can. And I do that for my pets. They cost a freaking fortune. They eat better food than I do, I promise. And I do that with love because I want them to have a great life. I want them to be as healthy as they can. That's why I spent like $1,500 on surgery for Rory like a month ago. But that's what we do for them, right? Because that's the agreement we do when we take on a pet. And if you have done this for the life of the pet, then the final act you can do is to say goodbye to them. That is literally it. That is the final kind thing you can do to that animal, is to say goodbye. And as much as it sucks and as much as it hurts, you've done the best you can for it. And maybe when you're feeling a little bit better, you can try find a new mini-me version of the same pet. Won't be the same. It'll have its own quirks and its own, different things it likes to do. But it is a new adventure you can go on with a new animal. So I hope that that happens for you eventually. I really do. Hey, Mamma Mia, good to see you. That's right, Marilyn Landis. Well, that's when I get angry in the show and I don't have I do have a swear button. I bought it like 6 months ago and I just haven't set it up with the computer issues we've been having. I just haven't started on it because we've just been having so many PC issues. But I do have a swear button but for now we can say Marilyn Landis. She'll get so confused because halfway through the show she'll hear her name, but it'll do for now. April B says, my baby, she was my baby girl. She had a great life, super spoiled. That's all you can do, my friend, I promise. I have not heard from Gambler lately. I do know a little bit more about the situation, but Gambler is a super private person, like super private. I don't know how to. I'll tell you a funny story. He's going to get so mad that I'm telling this story, but I'll tell it to you. It's not personal. I tried to play a little bit of matchmaker, and not matchmaker in like a sexual way, but just like I thought two people would make really good friends. So I tried to put Gambler in touch with another person because I thought they could use each other. And he hated that idea. Absolutely hated it thought it was the worst idea I'd ever come up with. And I don't think he was mad with me, but he was like, "Don't ever do that again." So I can't tell you too much. All I can tell you is that if this is anything like his absence about half a year ago or like 3.5 months ago, I hope he's okay. And I hope he comes back to us again after a few months. I hope he's doing okay. But that's all I know. That's all I feel comfortable saying on air. But like, I just hope, hopefully he'll hear this and he'll contact me and then confirm that's what's going on. But that's all I can tell you. I don't know, and I don't know where he's been for the last, because he disappeared. When did he? When did we last see him? When I was in Tasmania, right? Was that the last time we saw him? Hold on, let me go through my list of when I spoke to Roy. Last time I heard from him, he was talking to me about a story. He likes missing people in Canada, or well, it's one of the things he likes. He was telling me about this particular story, and I'll show it to you. But that was very early on in December. I haven't heard from him since then. It was this particular story that he was really into. This was, I think I showed it to you. It was about the dog, and then they found a dog that matched this one, and they thought it was the same dog that got lost with its owner, but I don't know if they ever confirmed that or not. Let me have a look. Reported missing. Yeah, so the guy that they were looking for is called Jim Barnes, and then he was with his dog, but they never found Jim, I don't think, but they found the dog, or what they think is the dog. The dog is called Murphy. Let me see if they did have an update on Jim Barnes. Let's see, RCMP. 10th of December. Yeah, so that looks like about the last update is about when they found the dog. They do believe that dog is his. The last update was early December, and that's the last time I heard from him. So I hope he's a gambler. If you're listening, message me. Tell me if you're doing all right. Yeah, so they're saying here they found the dog. It was emaciated and shuddering in the snow. It was very cold. And they said that they believed it's Jim's dog. They took it to a vet and it had to get surgery and stuff like that. But they took it to a few places that Jim normally goes to, and there's the dog after they found it. They believe that's the same dog in the same photo that I showed you before. Here, I'll show you Murphy, the other photo of Murphy, if I can open it. Here. There's Murphy, and I don't know if this is before or after he was found. I'm not sure, but if that's the same dog when they found it, I'm sorry. But this is right when they found the dog. And you can see he had a broken paw. Poor dog. So he was limping around in the snow, and they believe that he must have left his owner at some point. So I don't believe the dog would have left its owner unless it absolutely had to. We've seen dogs stay with their owners even after death. So I don't know if the owner died and then the dog was like, if I stay here, I'm going to die too. And it decided to go and get help. But yeah, they took it to places that Murphy and Jim had been before, and the dog walked in as if it knew and had been there before. It even hopped up on a bench that it used to, and yeah, very strange. But let's see. Hey, woodland creatures, how are you? Maybe to get help, maybe. Yeah, sure does look like the same dog, right? Poor, he's like, oh my god, I'm warm, I'm safe. Someone gave me some dog version painkillers, and he's very asleep. He's like, oh, I'm out of that stupid white snow. Imagine being a dog, and dogs have a limited color range, right? Imagine walking through snow for like 3 weeks to get to help. I mean, that would be brutal. So he's on the mend apparently. Thank the world. And don't know if we'll ever find Jim. I hope so. Maybe when, unfortunately, maybe when the snow melts and the spring thaw comes, maybe they'll find him then, which is sad, but it's what happens, unfortunately. But so far, no Jim. There you go, Jim and Murphy last seen. A sign that's out there looking for the both of them. Yeah, so that photo must be before. That must be a photo that he posted of Murphy. So that dog really does look like the same one. Very similar. Very similar. There you go. There's Murph. Yeah, they found him though. They found him. Yeah, they found him a few months ago. Hold on. They did end up finding him, right? It was Julian Sands. They did find his body a few months ago. Yeah, body found in California mountains where actor disappeared, and they said they had to end up taking it to the coroner's office for ID, but they did eventually find him. It took a while. They said, yeah, I think they said he fell, right? That he had fallen, that they believe he'd had some sort of fall. So that happens sometimes when you are hiking. Pretty sad, but hopefully they find Jim. Hopefully they can find Jim. Rachel said, sadly, when there's deep snow, it's usually spring or fall to find them. Well, people looking for mushrooms found Murphy. The people, they were out there trying to pick wild mushrooms, not Aaron Patterson. But they found the dog. The dog came up to them and was like, "Please help, I'm injured," and they don't know how he got a broken leg. They're not sure. So, ah, Year of the Snake. Someone just sent me a Chinese New Year thing. Year of the Snake. Yes, in the spring. Yep, we hope so. All right, that's enough about that. Hope Gambler is doing okay out there wherever he is. Yeah, that's all I can tell you. I'll tell you more if he contacts me and tells me I can tell you any more, then I will tell you more. But other than that, I can't. He's just so funny about that type of stuff, which is okay. Some people are very private, but yeah, he just is. What is this? Oh, okay. A story popped up, and I was like, I don't remember doing this. I don't remember opening this particular story. All right, let's go to the title story. All right, are you ready to be mad? Because on this channel, that's what we like to do. We like to get mad at people who commit crimes, especially Ping. Ping likes to be mad. All right, this is the fella. Well, fella is maybe the wrong word. I will try and use the words that are given to me here, and I'll explain in a second. But this is Oliver Smith. Okay, Oliver Smith. Sounds like a guy's name. Looks like a fella, but apparently is not, and they want to be referred to as they. They, and they identify as transgender. So try to be as somewhat sensitive as I can. They say a stranger who R-worded a girl who was walking to school through woodland or woodlands has been jailed for 12 years. The teenager was threatened at knife point in Hampshire on the 27th of September. According to the Portsmouth Crown Court, today they heard that Oliver Smith of Southhurst, Whitehill, who admitted to 8 offences, made the young girl wash with river water to remove DNA evidence after the attack. According to the judge, he said Smith inflicted a calculated and predatory attack on a young and vulnerable victim. The defendant, who identifies as transgender, was lying in wait in the Deadwater Valley nature area. They produced a box cutter blade and told the girl, "Shut up, you're coming with me." Apparently, the girl lost both shoes while trying to run away from the attack, but Smith grabbed her, put the blade to her neck, and threatened to stab her. During the 45-minute ordeal, the defendant filled a bottle with river water and ordered her to wash traces of DNA off her body. Smith was arrested after fleeing to, I hope this is right, it's Mallaig, right? Mallaig, Scotland. And so he tried to run, from what I've been told, he tried to run away from his crime, but then realized that you can't go anywhere without a passport. So he got to the northern end of Scotland and then realized he couldn't go any further. So he's not the smartest cookie, apparently. In a victim impact statement read by a barrister, the girl said, "I am now paranoid. I feel like someone is always behind me. I don't look at myself in the mirror, and I hate anyone touching me. I like to be alone now." Her parents' statement described having to run into her room due to piercing screams from night terrors. According to the judge, the girl had shown extraordinary courage and should have expected to walk to school in safety. Addressing the defendant, the judge said, "You must have been either waiting for her or for someone very much like her. You were prepared to terrify her by using a knife to compel her." The judge imposed a further 6.5-year extended sentence, which adds restrictions after he is to be, or after them to be released. The defendant pleaded guilty to R-word, attempted R-word, 2 offenses of false imprisonment, 1 count of false imprisonment with intent, making threats with a knife, and causing the girl to engage in a sex act. They also admitted, they as in the person, the defendant. I'm just going to say defendant. The defendant also admitted to breaching a previous sexual harm prevention order by failing to disclose a second mobile phone that they had on them to police. The court heard the order was imposed in January 2024, along with a community order for offenses of voyeurism and possessing sexual images. They'll be reassessed, I think, after 10 years in jail. But 12 years for that crime, to me, not long enough. Not long enough. You take a girl walking to school, a 14-year-old victim. She was 14, by the way, very, very young. And you completely, 1, terrify her, force her to engage in that R word, and threaten her life at the same time. And you've changed that poor girl. You heard it in her victim impact statement and from her parents. She's not the same person. I read another one where her parents describe her as being a very happy, jovial teenager who was actually, they said, a lot of teenagers go through a rough period through puberty and that. They said that she'd been doing really well. She was still hanging out with family, being a good girl, going to school, that type of thing. And they said this attack completely changed her, where now she doesn't interact with family. She is in her room by herself a lot, and she has withdrawn from the family unit and from her friends outside of the family too, and that she can't go anywhere alone because she's worried that this person is going to pop up and attack her again. 12 years is not enough. That young girl is going to be in her mid-20s by the time this person is released from jail. So their PTSD of the attack is going to re-trigger as soon as they hear that this person is going before the parole board. As soon as that happens, they're going to go straight back to when they were 14. It's not enough. It's not enough. They need a whole life order. At least, fine, if you legally can't lock them up for life, okay, I understand. But they need to have a whole life supervision order. But for a sex attack that is this severe, you need to be monitored for the rest of your life, because you're going to attack again. I guarantee it. I guarantee this will not be the first or the last victim of Oliver Smith. It'll not be enough. They need to monitor them, because we know, we've read about it before. People who engage in sex crimes never ever stop. They don't stop. They don't turn around their offending. That drive to attack never goes away. And there's no, like, I don't believe, personally, Ping doesn't believe in therapy for these type of crimes. I don't believe it works, and I don't believe it does anything. It might mitigate it a little bit. It might make them understand how their offending hurts people, but it will not stop them from committing another attack. As soon as they get free, I guarantee you, as soon as this person is free, within the first year of being free, they will attack another girl. I guarantee you, because this person is going to spend their entire time in jail dreaming about the next chance they get to attack a young girl. That's going to be their whole driving thing throughout their imprisonment. It's not enough. You need to monitor them for like full time. They need to come in every day. They need to check in with like a police officer. They need to have their phones checked, everything daily. Because they get too good at hiding stuff. And when you're in jail, you get taught all the tools of the trade and how not to get caught. That's what jail is. Jail is not a place, it is a punishment, but it's also like going to university for criminals. You go in there and you learn things you've never heard before from different inmates. So when you come out, you're actually better equipped to commit more crimes because you learnt more in jail. So I don't believe it's enough. Again, I think this person needs to be monitored full time when they're out of prison. And if you can't do that, then they need to live in a halfway house where they are monitored with a group of others. Because to have the balls to go out and take a knife and grab a girl in the woods is stuff you read about, like, from horror movies. It's like some of the worst offending, and that poor girl's never ever going to get over it. You've derailed her life. Her life will never be the same, and for that she has to live with it forever, until she's an old woman and she passes away. And she may even think when she's a little older, oh my God, what my life could have been. Like, what could I have done if that didn't happen to me? Hopefully she's a very strong girl and she's got a great family and great support, and eventually she'll be able to work through it and get back on the right track with life. But there's a possibility she may not, and that is got no one to blame but Oliver Smith. That's the only person. And I don't understand these. Look, I'm very sensitive to people who are like a gay or a transgender or whatever, but there has been, unfortunately, a large amount of people who are pretending to be transgender and then trying to get into jails, and then they try to get into a female jail. Now, I know in the US, President Trump actually just got rid of that in the last, 48 hours. They got rid of that. So males cannot go into female prisons, which I think is a good thing. It's very sad for the small percent who are legitimate cases, and I actually feel very horrible for them. But there is a large amount of predators who are willing to undergo the surgery just to get near other women. Now, if I was a if I was a male predator and I was stuck in prison for a life term or 30 years or something, what could make my life a lot better? Well, one, if I had female body parts, because at least then I could be, that's more fun than what I've got, and I could try get into a female prison where there are other female inmates. That would be like a dream come true for some of these predators. So while I am sensitive to there are some legitimate cases, and I do feel very sorry for them, there's got to be a different solution for that problem. Gayla says there should be. There should be. There should be a separate jail. It'll obviously be, or not even a separate jail. It could just be like a separate like wing. Like you know how they have the different parts of the prison. They could just have one part that's just for transgender people, or that used to be male, and then in the female one, they could have one that's for females that used to be female but are now male. Like that's how you could do it. But who knows? This sounds a bit far fetched. I don't think it is. I think they are very willing to do it. There's been heaps of them. I can't remember the numbers on it now, but there is a lot of them who are willing to go through the surgery just to get near other females. Well, what are you going to do for 30 years in prison? What are you going to do? Nothing. So they want to get near their target people, which is some of them are little kids, but hey, I think they'd take a female in a heartbeat rather than a male. But hey, Burn Popcorn, good to see you. I don't think it's far-fetched at all, but I appreciate your opinion. Hold on. Let me see if I can find out what the numbers are for you. And like, I have nothing against transgender people, gay people. I do stories on that all the time, you know, trying to bring awareness for often marginalized people. But I just think that sometimes people play up for the justice system to try to get, I don't know, preferential treatment, like things like that. It's quite common in the justice system when you've been sentenced, unfortunately. Let's see. No, that's not what we want. It's not giving me the numbers. Come on. But I can just show you this. Trump did ban it the other day. Bars transgender women from U.S. prisons for female inmates. Wait, only for females? Okay, interesting. In an executive order, the president also moved to end gender-related medical treatments for transgender people in prison. I also agree with this. I don't think, other than anything to keep you alive, they shouldn't be giving anything. It's a freaking prison. You're supposed to be there as a punishment, not to get your dreams or whatever to get made or whatever. It's a punishment because you did something wrong in society. You don't get to have elective surgeries and things like that unless it's something to save your life or for a health issue or something like that. Sometimes it goes too far. They said President Trump has ordered federal prisons to house. It's only for federal, not for local, state. They're saying inmates who are transgendered women in men's facilities. Women in men's facilities. What? Has ordered federal prisons to. Oh, okay, I get it. So they want to bring the transgendered women into the men's facilities because they used to be men, I guess, and to halt treatment related to gender transitions. Okay, I understand that. I don't know if about putting them back into the general pop. I don't really understand that. That seems like a very bad idea. That seems like a really, really not a great idea. It depends how far through the transition thing they are. But if they're like full through the transition, I don't think that's a great idea to throw them into men's population, like general pop. I think that's a really, really, you're asking for a lot of trouble. But there must be a way to house them, you know, without that kind of issues popping up. Not saying that they shouldn't be in the prison, but there should be a way to do it that they can get it done. Interesting that they only did it for that one way. Is there no females that have transitioned into men that are in men's prisons? That would be interesting. I don't know about that. Yeah, not for males. That's interesting. I agree. I think they need their either own prison or their own little, like, they have the wings on the prison. Like, you know, they have like they can have individual sections. Like they have one not relating the two, but they have one for the sex offenders. Not saying that transgender people are sex offenders. I'm not saying that. Just saying that they have an individual secure section for those offenders. maybe they could have something like that for, because I think that you're going to get attacked. I think if you brought a transgendered woman, that you, even if they used to be a man, fine, but you bring them into a men general pop, you're asking for like the worst amount of trouble you could ever ask for, because there's going to be R word and coercion and things for cash and cigarettes or whatever. Like, it's going to be not great. So I think there's a way of doing it without doing that. Retired said, I agree they should not be able to have gender changing surgery in prison, just like IVF. Right. I see it just like that. If you shouldn't be able to conceive with artificial means like IVF in prison, which some women desperately want in prison and they can't get it, although in Australia apparently you can, I agree. You shouldn't be allowed to do it. So then the taxpayers have to pay for them to have their own ward or prison. I do believe that you're asking for a lot of trouble if you put them back into general pop, though. And I think that their life might be at risk. I do believe that. Actually, in Australia, Penguin, did they in Australia? I know that that one woman got approval to do it. There was one woman in Australia, and the IVF facility actually turned her down and said, we're not willing to do it because we don't believe you're going to give the child a decent life, and we're not willing to be a part of that. So they actually, okay, here, ruled that access. Yeah, here. So the Supreme Court in Victoria, Australia, ruled that access to IVF and fertility treatment is medically necessary for female prisoners. And then, yeah, one murderer actually got permission. Her name is Alicia Schiller. So they at least in Victoria, if you're in Dame Phyllis Frost, which is where Erin Patterson is right now, they say a convicted murderer who stabbed a mother of 3 to death over $50 has been granted release from Victorian prison to undergo IVF treatment. That never ended up happening because, again, like I said, the IVF facility denied her. They didn't want to give IVF to her. So, but she did actually win the legal right to seek it. So, yeah. So it can happen here. I don't know about the US though. Retired Aaron said, I agree that it should not be able to. Yeah. I agree with you. Hey, Penguin, what's up, sweetheart? I think the court's already ruled. Okay. Appreciate it. Penguin says, I don't believe a single person would undergo surgery just to victimize people in prison. Fair enough. I understand your point of view. Personally, I think that they would. I think that when you're dealing with these people, that some of them are so messed up with their offending and things like that. Like, we've seen murderers, right? Serial killers, what they will do. There's some people that commit sex crimes that are wired just the same way, that they're so freaking bent that they will it's some opportunity to offend on the opposite sex, anything, like they'll do it. Although I do agree that there are legitimate cases of people in prison that have this type of need for transgender. There are real people, but there are a lot of people who take advantage of the system as well. Wendy R said, so what would become of the child born to an inmate? So I think, if I remember correctly reading her plan for the child, it was something like the child can live with her until it has to go to school. So until it has to go to like kindergarten, then it has to leave the prison and has to go live with family. You need to have that plan in place. They also have to have a plan in place too. So they have to have people who are willing to sign and say, we're willing to take custody of this child once they turn 4 or 5. And I believe that was her plan, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the child has to go to other family. Yes. I think it's up to 4 in Victoria. Hold on, let me check. So they have a program called Living with Mum program in Victoria. And it says in Victoria, children can stay with their mothers in prison for varying lengths of time, depending on the program. The Living with Mum program allows eligible mothers to care for their children in prison. They say the program says children can stay with their mothers in prison if it's in the best interest of the child. Children are considered residents of the program and are the responsibility of the mother. Prison staff don't supervise any children, only the adults. They say other programs that exist in Victoria allows eligible mothers to have families stay with them for up to 3 days. Interesting. School holiday program allows children up to the age of 16 to stay with their mother for up to 4 days in the prison. And then a custodial community permit program allows mothers who were the primary caregiver to the children to leave prison for 8 to 24 hours to visit with their child. So there you go. There's the rules in Victoria, where I live. Hey, Cakesboo, how are you? Cakesboo said, so selfish. Imagine being born and forced to live in a jail. I think it is. I can see it from some women's point of view that if they're offending, like they got caught and then they are in jail, say between the ages of like, I don't know, early 30s to mid 40s or something like that. I understand the want to do that. I do. It's for some women, it's a very primal want to have a child. I get that. Yeah, I think it's difficult for to bring a child into a prison is a very hard thing. I think that's a very strange idea. Diane Marie says they gave up their rights when they were convicted. Well, apparently not in Victoria. Apparently in Victoria, you can have children in jail. Diane Marie says children should not be living in the prison during their formative years. Yes, I get your point. Hey, Sean, how are you? We got off to a great start tonight. We pissed off like half the chat. Isn't that great? It's fun. We should do that more often. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, our swear word tonight is Marilyn Landers. So if I ever have to find a swear word to describe something, tonight it's Marilyn Landers. All right. Let's get off this topic. Yeah, look, I don't know what's going to happen with Oliver. I don't know if Oliver. I don't know what are the rules in the UK, because this is in England. So hold on. UK. Okay. So in the UK prison system, the policy for transgendered prisoners is to place them in a facility that matches their gender identity while prioritizing safety. The policy is based on risk assessment and takes into account the prisoner's legal gender, gender identity, and criminal history. I can't imagine then that anyone who's been done with attacking women or young girls could be placed into a female prison, because that just puts every other female at risk. I find that very strange that how they would be able to pass that particular requirement here that says criminal history is taken into account. I mean, if you're done with like financial crimes or, white collar, or you're a burglar or something, like I sort of get that. But if you're a sex crime person, I don't understand how that works. Yeah, here it says policy. Transgender prisoners who are convicted of violent or sexual crimes or have male genitalia are not usually housed in women's prisons. They say transgender prisoners who cannot be safely housed in a men's prison may be placed in a specialized unit. I think that's a good call. Maybe that's probably what they'll do in the USA. They'll put them in a specialized unit where they won't get attacked. Because yeah, you put any woman. Is that what you call them? Would it be a woman if they're transitioned all the way? Yes. Everyone is nodding at me. If you placed a woman and then you put her in the male prison, you're just going to get attacked like instantly. Like those guys haven't seen a purse in many years. I would I would think that purse is at much risk. Is at much risk in a male prison. Marilander says, "My favorite swear word starts with an F." Me too. I can't use it on the show. I'm not allowed to. Kathy Lynch often gets offended. Marilander says, "Crime is crime." I agree. All right, so everyone's nodding yes. Okay. Yeah, no, I think that they would be under a lot of. Yeah, they'd get attacked very quickly. Yeah, here actually they brought in a new policy in the UK about 1 year ago. In the UK, so I don't know. Considering that Oliver is still biologically male, still has a pineapple, basically. Doesn't have any coconuts on the chest. Just identifies as a female. They're saying here transgendered women offenders are no longer housed in women's prisons if they have male genitalia or have committed sex crimes. So Oliver would be out of the running. That was from updated framework from the 27th of February 2023, so a couple of years ago. So they've updated their policy in the UK. They say at present more than 90% of transgendered women are housed in men's prisons, and most do not request to move to women's estate. There is currently no obligation to place a transgendered prisoner according to their preference, and where individuals are held is based purely on risk. However, the government has decided to take this step further as an additional measure to protect women. Okay. Transgendered women prisoners who cannot be safely housed in a men's prison can be imprisoned in a specialized unit. Okay. There you go. That's how it works. Seems like it mostly works that way down here too. Works sort of that way in the UK. Maybe that's how it'll work in the America too. Yeah, he'll go to a male prison. Okay. Hey, Miley. I always love her little avatar. It's got like a little dog that looks like it's so like annoyed. It's like, wait, why are you touching me? Why? That's what it looks like. Marlene said, I am confused. Why are you confused? Prison pockets. Shh, Marlene. That was a funny joke, but it was like at the worst time. That was like a very inappropriate, but very funny at the same time. I'm starting to rub off on you, Marlene. You got to stop taking your jokes from me. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going, because it's Friday night. It's Friday. Maybe Saturday if you live in Australia. All right. UK mother. Why are we back in the UK? No, it says US mother. Ping, don't make up words. They say a US mother accused of killing children. There you go, killing children. Has extradition challenge rejected. Denied. We remember her. This is Kimberly Singler. She ran to the UK after killing her own children. Do you remember this in Colorado? They say a judge has rejected a US mother's challenge to extradition over accusations she murdered 2 of her children in Colorado and fled to London. They say Kimberly's 9-year-old daughter and 7-year-old son were found dead on the 19th of December 2023 in Colorado Springs. Prosecutors acting on behalf of US officials said Miss Singler, she's 36 now, fled the US and was arrested in West London 11 days later. The district judge told the Westminster Magistrates Court he has rejected Miss Singler's challenge against extradition and said the case now passed to the Home Secretary to decide whether the 36-year-old should be sent back to the USA. In his ruling, the judge said he was not convinced that the defendant's rights, particularly her concerns about prison conditions and a possible life sentence without parole, would be infringed on by extradition. Go home, you child killer. Go home and go to court. They say the judge said, "I'm in the firm opinion that the defendant's extradition to the USA to face criminal prosecution complies with all of her convention rights within the meaning of the Human Rights Act 1998." Ms. Singler's legal team has said she intends to appeal against the judge's decision. Of course she is. Let me take you back, all the way back to when Kimberly went on the run. This story is like super twisted and very weird. Let me take you. Can we find the one from back, like last year? I wanted to find the one where her children were found. Hold on. Okay. All right. Let me take you back to the 29th of December, 2023. Hopefully it'll play.
Wanted for killing her own children. Such a disturbing story. Our Ashley Portillo joins us now to talk more about this. So, Ashley, what do we know about this mom? Do we have any idea where she might be?
Well, Karen, today I was actually speaking with a spokesperson with the Colorado Springs Police Department. They did tell me that they believe that 35-year-old Kimberly Singler is no longer here in the state of Colorado. Now, they're also moving forward with the assumption that she could be anywhere right now. Now, Singler is wanted for murder, attempted murder, child abuse, as well as assault. Officers say they initially responded to what was a burglary call at an apartment complex in Northeast Colorado Springs that happened last week. When they arrived, officers did find a 9-year-old girl and a 7-year-old boy dead inside of that apartment. An 11-year-old girl and Singler were also hurt and injured. Both of them were taken to the hospital to be treated. Now, Singler was then released from the hospital. Now, at first, police were told that this did start as a burglary, but after an investigation, police did determine that was not true. That was not the case. Singler is now their main suspect. Now, the father of the children already did have an attorney. In a statement today, they did tell us Mr. Wentz and his family are currently in a tremendous amount of grief and shock right now, and they will talk at a later time. Now, Colorado Springs police also told me the 11-year-old girl who was injured was also released from the hospital just a few days later. They also say she is safe right now and is currently being taken care of in the Colorado Springs area.
And if I remember correctly, Kimberly tried to blame all of this on her ex-husband and tried to say that he was the one who broke in and killed the children. And, you know, you have to look at him. He's the one who would do a violent crime like this. And it ended up being that no, it wasn't the ex-partner, it was her. And then she went on the run to the UK and she's been fighting coming back to the USA ever since. I agree with you all. She needs to come home to the US and face the punishment. I have no sympathy for anyone who kills children. None. You know, these women that often kill their own babies are they're some of the worst crimes imaginable. Like, they really are horrific. All right, I really want. There was a report that came out about Kimberly and their ex-husband. I just want to see if I can find it. No, I don't want to know about her court. I don't care about that. I want to find out back when she. Everything's about the court case, but there was a document that came out. I'm just trying to find it. Hold on. For some reason, it's being a jerk. Hold on. Let me go to The Guardian. Maybe they have it. Don't know. Yes, right here. They say the bodies of two of Singler's children were found with a stab and gunshot wounds at their home in Colorado Springs. After reports of a burglary, Colorado police said the reports of a burglary turned out to be unfounded. Police said she initially cooperated with officers but disappeared during their investigation. And they say U.S. prosecutors allege she killed the children amid a protracted custody battle with her former partner. Yeah, and then she tried to blame him for everything and say that he was this nasty piece of work who was, he's the one who would kill the children, and she's just a nutcase. Yeah, U.S. mother accused of shooting dead her 2 children, 7 and 9, at their Colorado home was begged by the third surviving child, 11, not to kill her. How could you do that to your child when she's literally, in front of you begging for her life? This is the child you gave, it really, I never understand. They say here, yeah, let's go down to it. There's her children, by the way. That's the child, that's the little boy that died, Aiden. And Eliana here is 9. She was on the left here. Yeah, I want to go down to her actual offending. Yeah. They say police responded to reports of a burglary at the apartment complex in Palomino Ranch Point, Colorado Springs, December 19th. And there's the father, ex-husband, Kevin Wentz. They say Eliana and Aiden were found inside the unit dead. An autopsy revealed they had died from gunshot wounds. Singler and her 11-year-old daughter were also injured. The mum had initially cooperated but vanished, triggering the US-wide hunt. She was arrested by NCA officers for offenses including 2 counts of murder and 1 of attempted murder. She is also accused of 2 counts of Class 2 felony child CA, one of Class 3 felony of CA, and 1 of assault. She first appeared in court on January 1st. She did not consent to her extradition to the USA. Yeah, because she knows what her punishment's going to be. It might be Mr. Zappy. Do they have that in Colorado? Or Mr. Pokey? The one with the very spicy chemicals. That might be what she gets. The spicy jab. Singler was involved in a protracted legal battle with her ex-partner, Kevin Wentz. Not the quarterback. That guy's got a different name. Over parenting time and other issues after their divorce. So you're willing to kill your children because you had some, disagreements over parenting time and other issues after your divorce. Good work weaponizing your own children. You play into the stereotype, beautifully. Well done, Kimberly. They say Mr. Wentz had shared a picture of himself and his 3 children in a Facebook group dedicated to the case. He wrote, "Hello group, I'm the father. I also want to say that she has been arrested." Yeah, I'm glad that's true. There he is with his 3 kids. I'm sorry that that's now his life. His life is now to hopefully look after the 11-year-old, and unfortunately, the other 2 are gone. It's very, very sad. But this thing that looks like a human but really sort of isn't, Kimberly, hopefully she'll get her justice when she gets home. Marlene said, "What is in the water in Colorado?" I know there's been a lot of cases in Colorado. She went to the UK. She's an egg donor, not a mother. Some people call egg sandwiches that, which is an awful slang term. Yeah, Mr. Zappy. No one would. No, I hope not. Yeah, I hope she heads back to the USA shortly now that she's lost her legal challenge. It only has to be signed off now by the government official saying that they're not going to intervene, and she'll be back on a plane to the. I think she can she appeal? She might be able to appeal, but they may strike it down because of the ruling. She has to be able to find something in her original, the original judge, what they said that is not correct, try and appeal on it. But if she can't find anything and the minister signs off on her extradition, she's back on a plane. She's going to be on a plane, not the type of plane that goes to Guatemala, not those ones. This is a different one. This is one that brings people to the USA, not away from it. Sometimes your criminals have to go back the other way too. I know you shipped 160 people to Guatemala today, but you have to take this one back. All right, you can't just it's a 160 people trade for her. You got to take her from the UK. All right, so Guatemala will take 160, and you have to take her back. Robbie T says you educate me with these terms and crack me up. Ay. I'm glad I do something for the world. Something, I don't know if it's noteworthy, but maybe. Someone will leave a tiny note on Wikipedia somewhere. Popularized by that guy, that ping guy on that channel on YouTube. That'll be my dedication to the world. April said, well, she needs to get back here. I agree. She needs to get back here. Patty L said, look at her sweet face. You never know the evil within. Yeah. I'm glad I'm teaching you new slang words at 70. The legend is here. The Danny Mitchell, the chat celebrity. He is here. He is here. Everyone gather around. Get your cameras. Take a photo. He's finally arrived. Probably has been with other celebrities somewhere, whatever they do. All right. She's back in, she'll be back in jail shortly, thank God. And we have more stories. Hold on. For your Friday night. All right, Maryland. All right, let's go to Maryland. Why are we always in Maryland? We've been in Baltimore and Maryland heaps lately. I swear to God, we've done a story there like every couple of days. What is going on in Baltimore? Or, yeah, Maryland, or whatever it is, MD. Yeah. Why is it not playing? All right, here we go.
Neighbors remember a young girl found dead in her Middle River home.
I just know her life was cut short so young.
A neighbor had called in and said that a juvenile was deceased in the house next door.
Police arrested the girl's mother Thursday night. 34-year-old Kiana Dillon is charged with first-degree murder. She's accused of strangling her 11-year-old daughter, London.
I have a lot of emotions going right now. I know this sweet child. I've always gave toys to every child on this block, and she's the only one that said thank you.
According to a court charging document, when police tried talking to Dillon, she continued to display erratic behavior, including exclamations about exposing child sex rings, transsexuals, and Proud Boys. Kiana Dillon acted erratically and made statements about groups trying to set her up. Police also found 2 cats, a rabbit, and a dog dead in the home. Dillon told them it happened during an argument with London. The court record indicates she then admitted that she killed the 4 animals to show victim what would happen to her if she didn't tell the truth.
I'm just devastated. I'm devastated.
An aunt and uncle tell 11 News for several days, family members called local agencies, including Child Protective Services. They were concerned after Dillon made troubling statements and started acting erratic. They requested a welfare check. They believe it was in the works when London was found dead.
Sorry, what happened? So, to teach her child what happens when you don't tell the truth, she decided to kill her pet animals. And then decided to try to blame it on trans people, the Proud Boys, probably a pizza place in Chicago, and a bunch of other conspiracy, stuff that's happened over the last, couple of years to do with certain movements. What the hell? Killed 4 pets. That's definitely going to get your children to tell you the truth. No, that's probably going to get your children to run away and never come home. They're going to be traumatized that you killed their beloved family pet right in front of them. Well, now you killed her, so I guess you just kept it going.
During a court hearing, Dillon told a judge, "I'm representing myself. Y'all violated my rights. I am an indigenous sovereign of the land. You collected DNA without my permission. You are violating my rights." When the judge tried to appoint a public defender, Dillon said, "I do not want to be represented by a public defender. I want to represent myself." The Maryland Department of Human Services tells 11 News it joins the Baltimore County community in grieving the tragic loss of 11-year-old London, but federal and state privacy laws prevent the agency from providing information about child welfare cases or specific details on any ongoing investigation.
Let's read this again. I'm representing myself. You violated my rights. I'm an indigenous sovereign of the land. Are you really? Do you know what that means? Do you understand any of the legal precedents that they try and tell you that will get you out of paying your taxes? Because they're all BS. No one has ever been successful in trying to defend themselves as a sovereign citizen, like ever. The cops just beat your head in with a baton. They'll just break your window and then just pull you out. Cops just so over it. They're just like, I don't want to deal with this crap anymore. They said, you collected my DNA without my permission. They don't need your permission. If they have a court order that orders them to be able to take your DNA, they do not need your permission. You are compelled by the court to give over that DNA. They don't. What is this, preschool where someone's like, you didn't ask to play with my toy? No, this is a court of law. Very, very different. You don't have any say in a lot of things once they're mandated by a court, unfortunately. She says, you are violating my rights. No, they're not. You're in a court of law. You can defend yourself. That's why they tried to give you a public defender, so that you can live up to your rights, basically, and have a defense. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of this. I'm gonna get out of first-degree murdering of my own child by quoting sovereign citizen, propaganda that I get from the internet. Ay. Sometimes people get too caught up in what they read online, and I think some people get their education from Facebook. Those memes that you see on Facebook, and they got like a cool background, and they say something, and you're like, wow, I never knew that. Is that a real thing? And then you look it up online, and they're like, no, that's totally fake. That's not how it works, but it sounds cool on a Facebook post. And you're like, oh, okay. This lady believes all the Facebook posts and thinks they're a legal defense. Kathy Lynch says, I love all those YouTube videos where people say, I know my rights. Yeah, they're also my fun time. I watch those channels where like they arrest people and they're like, I know my rights, I have rights. And they're like, yeah, we gave them to you. We read the Miranda rights. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. You're talking right now. Like, why are you talking? It's part of your rights not to. It's like people don't understand what their rights actually are. Their rights are you can shut up and not help the police. That is one of your rights. And the other one is you're entitled to a lawyer. And you're entitled not to be beaten too. So there you go. That's it. This poor child, man. This poor child. Well, 11 years old and had to live through that. They said a neighbor had called in and had said a juvenile was deceased in the house next door. How did she know that? And the neighbor had come over to her house to tell her. What? So this woman, Kiana Dillon, went over to her neighbor and told them that the daughter was dead, and the neighbor called the cops. Okay. Police noted there was no evidence of forced entry into the home. That tends to happen when the person inside is the one who killed the person. Police find the girl's body. Mother acted erratically. Police said officers found the girl's body in the basement of the home with her shirt pulled down, exposing her upper body. Come on, was she trying to set this up as some sort of, oh my god, a sex criminal has attacked and killed my daughter? The charging documents state that investigators saw bruises on the girl's neck and arms, as well as blood around her mouth, nose, and hands. The charging documents state investigators found a plastic drain cleaner on the floor that matched ligature marks found on the girl's body. A plastic drain cleaner? Like a snake thing that you put down the drain to unclog it? Is that what they're talking about? Because a bottle of Drano, you can't get people tied up with that. I think this is what they're talking about. Something like this. A snake. Let me find it. Because yeah, a bottle of Drano ain't gonna get anyone tied up. I think this is what they're talking about. Something like that. That'll unclog a drain. So she tied her daughter up with that. And then they say, police said detectives believe the drain cleaner was used to strangle the girl, identified as London. Police said officers arrested Keona Dillon on first-degree murder. Upon interviewing her, police said she acted erratically and said groups of people were trying to set her up. That always works with police. They always believe that type. No, they don't. According to the charging documents, when police tried talking to Dillon, she continued to display erratic behavior, including exclamations about exposing child S-rings, trans people, and the Proud Boys. All three of them are definitely after you. I think you're onto something. Here. According to a sibling of the child, police said 3 additional children were found inside the home unharmed, one of whom told investigators that Dillon had used a hammer and her knee to kill the 2 families' cats, a rabbit, and a dog. The charging documents state those animals' carcasses were found as described by the child, disposed of in a plastic bin in the kitchen trash. According to the charging documents, Dillon admitted to killing the animals in an effort to show London what would happen if she didn't tell the truth. I don't think your daughter's the one not telling the truth. I think it's you. You're the one talking about the Proud Boys and busting and exposing child PDF file things, and I don't think it's your child that's not telling any truth. They say detectives did not find any evidence that London was the victim of any type of SA. Thank the freaking Lord, but she's still dead. And nothing in any interviews substantiated the claims that Dillon had made, according to the charging documents. Police said the other child told investigators that she went to the basement and saw Dillon choking London. Dillon told investigators she was performing CPR. Yeah, whatever. No. She tried to say she was performing CPR on the child when the child came downstairs and saw her. I think your child is smart enough to understand the difference between CPR and strangulation. I don't think your child is that dumb. You might be. Your child, not so much. Your child seems a lot smarter than you are. The child... And she said, the child must have thought I was hurting her. You were. Evidenced by the ligature marks and the strangulation marks. That's how we know. Defendant made demands at bail hearing. Dillon remains held without bail at the Baltimore County Detention Center subject to a mental eval. At a bail hearing Friday night, Dillon demanded to represent herself, telling the judge, I'm representing myself. You're violated my rights. I'm an indigenous sovereign of the land. You're something, but it ain't that. You collected DNA without my permission. They don't need your permission. And you are violating my rights. No, they're not. When the judge tried to appoint a public defender, Dillon said, I do not want to be represented by a public defender. I want to represent myself. You're making it so easy for the prosecution. Take the defender, you absolute nutbag. The hearing ended with the judge's order for a mental evaluation. No duh. No duh, of course. I think the judge was probably sitting there going, what the hell's going on? Is it a full moon? Why is this person saying stuff like this? We need a mental evaluation on patient, on inmate 3315. We'd like to get that done before Monday, thank you. The family sought intervention amid concerns. Apparently an uncle and an aunt of London told 11 News that family members called local agencies for several days, including CPS, with concerns after they said Dillon made troubling statements and started acting erratically. They told 11 News they believed a welfare check they requested was in the works when London was found dead. The Maryland Department of Human Services said they can't give out any specific details on that request because a child is involved. Yeah. Get your mental health evaluation, Kiona, and hopefully next time we see you in court, you'll be actually making some sort of logical sense, because right now you are not. It is not wrong to defend yourself, but you have to be able to show that you have some competency to be able to address the court and address, like, your legal responsibilities. Right now, you do not have that. So, and you are going on a murder trial. I wouldn't be trying to represent myself on a murder trial. On a parking ticket, maybe. A murder trial, no. Blaze says there needs to be a department with police and CPS that works fast. Yes, that's. Oh, the welfare check was in the works from when? July? Sounds like they had been calling for months and months and nothing got done. All right, guys, give me 1 second. I'll change. Do you want a happy story after that? Hold on. So how about we talk about the great ingenuity of the USA? I like that, right? The country that just makes things and does cool stuff and is the best country in the world. I love this, and the reason I know about this is because I don't know if Insightful One showed you, but she didn't see it. Her partner saw the rocket taking off today, and I love these things. They look so cool. I wish I could actually show you the photos, but I'd have to ask her first. It took off today, launching 23 Starlight satellites, or Starlink satellites, to orbit in California, and I think it's one of the greatest, sort of progressions of the from NASA to SpaceX and the Dragon rockets and reusing it, making it land again. Like that to me it's one of the greatest advancements in space technology. And I wish I could show you this photo. Hold on. I love it when you get it and you see these photos up in the air at night or in the dark. Hold on. So apparently this is a really bad photo. This is very similar to what the photo that Insightful One showed me of the rocket heading up near them, and I think that is so cool. I mean, imagine 20 years ago if they had this, you wouldn't believe it. You'd be like, the aliens are coming to attack us, like for real. But now this is like literally the future. And there you go. That jellyfish effect is what they call it, apparently, according to Insightful One. And that one launched out of California today, taking another 23 Starlink satellites. I love it. I think it's hey Cakes Boo, see you later. Wait, it's early. Where are you off to? Rachel said they need a CPS rapid team. I agree. No, it's not nighttime. She's in Australia. It's like the afternoon. At least I think she is. Yeah, I always love it, and I always love how the technology has just improved so much, and now you get these cool visions when the space shuttles exit Earth and go up into the atmosphere or wherever they go, somewhere above us. That's way above my pay grade, but I love it. I think it's great. And Starlink, now they can move them around and get people internet when they're in bad situations, like in North Carolina when they had the floods. They did it. In Florida they did it for the hurricanes, and the Ukraine and stuff like that. What an advancement, right? Another 23 went up in the air today. Successful launch. And yeah, I thought I'd show it to you because that would have been cool to see over the air, right? Imagine you just walk outside and that's in the sky above you. All right. Do you guys want to see a cool story from Australia? All right. So in Australia, you know that we have very weird creatures and things like that, right? Yes. So you would know this. We have crocodiles, sharks. So this is your weekly weird things that happen in Australia. Okay. So a crocodile at a beach. Now, if you're in the northernmost part of Australia, this is not abnormal. But apparently at this particular area, there's no crocodiles. And the fact that there's this giant crocodile just on the beach and they don't know where it came from is very abnormal. And these people are like, oh, we're just walking on the beach and there's this giant crocodile. They don't know how he got there. They don't know why it's there. But apparently they are investigating. Here, I'll show you the video footage of him. Hold on, I'll get rid of the girl's butt. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, aren't they? Isn't that cool? I don't know what he tried to jump into the wave. Look at him. He tried to jump up and jump over the waves. I didn't even know crocodiles could jump. I didn't. So where is this? This is the mouth of the Elliot River near Bundaberg in central Queensland. Yeah, it is near Robbie. Apparently, yeah, there's no crocodiles here. So they don't know why it would be there, where it came from. I wonder if it got lost. Like maybe there was a storm or something and it got washed in. That might have happened. But it is a long way from where it should be. It should be a little further north than Bundaberg. It should be a little, probably another 4 hours north. So he's a little lost. But apparently if you go near him, he runs back into the water. It's very fearful of humans, apparently, this particular one. There is now. Robbie's like, there is now. He now lives there. He owns the beach. Ain't no one go there anymore. Not true, because you see that one? But he's the first of his kind. He's the first one. Yeah, well, they're not sure where it came from, though. And apparently the local environmental agency is investigating because they are so confused. They're like, a crocodile? What the hell? They said the last known confirmed sightings of the reptile outside of Croc Country was when 2 large crocodiles were removed from the Mary River in 2013 and 2014. But they're saying that since about a decade ago, they don't have any crocodile sightings in this particular area. So they say Queensland's Croc Country extends north to the Torres Strait and across to the Cape York Peninsula. That's normally where you find all those big crocodiles that Steve Irwin liked, and you also find them in the Northern Territory. So much further north. Let me show you a map of Australia. All right. So let me show you. So my so it should be. Where is it? There's Gladstone. Rockhampton. Should be not too far from here, right? So it's sort of down this way, and it shouldn't be. It's a little too far. There's Townsville. Hey, Reby, up here. They should be sort of up here, up near Cairns, and up this sort of way. This is the peninsula up here, and then across throughout here, there should be more crocodiles, and then up in here in the Northern Territory, Kakadu definitely has crocodiles, and up through all these estuaries that you see. Like, I bet you this river's got 1 billion crocodiles. Probably got like 96 million of them. They all live right here. Anywhere you see like rivers, all around here, all these rivers across Northern Territory and some of Northern Queensland, there's crocodiles. They are everywhere. Infested with crocodiles. I guarantee you, if you ask anyone who lives up here, they will tell you they need to be culled. They are just breeding out of control because you can't kill them. But more further south, like there's Mackay. We had a story out of there a couple of weeks ago. Yeppoon is here. Rockhampton. How far? Bundaberg. Hey, Bundaberg. So there's Bundaberg. I don't know where this beach is. Elliott Heads right here. So it's somewhere around here. It shouldn't be. He's taken a long journey south. There's the Elliott River right here. This is where they found the crocodiles back in 2013 and 2014, right here. In this river opening here that leads inland. So they found them. It looks like a good place for a crocodile. Look at all the trees and the banks, and look at that. They got sand banks in the middle. Crocodile would love it. Look at this. Crocodile would have a great vacation here. But they shouldn't be here. Now, if you go a little bit further north, that's sort of where they should be. So he's gone on a long trip. I don't even know if they live in Mackay. Or near the Whitsundays. I don't think so, right? Actually, I think I have seen crocodiles up here, up near the Whitsunday Islands. But yeah, more tropical. You need to go a little further north. Port Douglas, definitely got crocodiles up there. Definitely. Yeah, so you're looking more north. Sort of north of Townsville across here. Anywhere up here, Kakadu and any rivers across the Northern Territory, these type of things here, big river that comes in from the sea, anywhere around all these, see these little estuaries and that, very pretty. It's very artistic, right? Look how beautiful. Anywhere around here, anywhere you see water, there's probably crocodiles, especially up in the NT. Beautiful river. Yeah, but not that far south. Why he's there, don't know. Maybe it's got lost. Who knows? Go down. It was, what was it? Kuna Beach. All right, let me see. Let's go back. Where's Bundaberg? There's Mackay. Ping's geography of Queensland is pretty poor. I haven't lived here in so long. Bundaberg Central. Harvey Bay's right there. Elliott Heads. There's Coral Cove, Innes Park. I don't know how far away we are now, but did you say it was a little further south? Or we're like disjointed, but look at that, it's so pretty. Love the satellite images of our country. So nice. That water's dark though, right? Very almost red. Yeah, anyway, it doesn't matter. Look, beach is beach. It all looks like beach, but they did say this is where the other two were located in 2013 and 2014 at Elliott Head, at the river opening, which is right here. So I don't know where the other beach is. It's a beach somewhere between here and somewhere here. Which one? I don't know. One of them. Some beach that now has a crocodile. Under Bundaberg. Okay. No, we went there. That's right there, right? I think we're all delayed. Yeah, Elliott Head. It's somewhere around here. You guys can just imagine. There you go. Look at this beautiful sandy beach. Now with added crocodile. Now with more crocodiles than it used to. Right here. Probably that's him right there. There's a crocodile. Yeah. See? Nice beach, sand, and more crocodiles than last week. So Oh, the other were at Maryborough. Oh, were they? Good work, Daily Mail. Good work. All right, I can just look up Connor Beach. It's all right, Kuna Beach. We can look at it from that. Oh, it's all the way over here. Okay, I see. It's a nice stretch of coastline. All right, there we go. Oh, it's south of the Elliott Head. Okay. Well, we were close. I wouldn't swim anywhere here, even north of the river right now. So apparently this is that long stretch of it's beautiful, right? Imagine being here. How pretty. You could spend hours walking. Look, there's no people. Where are all the people? Look, when the satellite took the photo, there's not a single person. Look. Oh, there's a person. There's a couple too. There's 3 people in like a whole kilometer stretch of coastline. There's like no people. Where are they all? It's summer. Why is no one surfing? Probably because there's probably giant sharks that live here. I would suggest there's probably about 50 that live right here. Right here, there's probably about 50. But yeah, there you go. So, crocodile should not be here. Why he's here, don't know. There he is again. Trying to jump into the waves like he's some sort of tourist. I'd never seen a crocodile act like that. Like, why did it jump up? It's like, oh, I don't like when the waves get in me face, so I try to jump over him. All right, it's all right. We found it. Robbie T said it's quite an isolated beach. It's on holidays. It's a long holiday for a crocodile. A very long holiday. All right, let's go back to true crime. I just wanted to give you a break after that distressing story about that young girl. That was a hard one. All right, let's go to Las Vegas. Who likes Las Vegas? I like Vegas. I've been there before. Let's head to Las Vegas. Hopefully this will play. All right. Fine. Do it the hard way.
It is haunting video our 8 News Now investigators showed you here first. 2 women walking hand in hand through a strip casino with the man they would eventually kill. This afternoon, those 2 women are beginning their sentences in prison. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Our 8 News Now investigators were the only TV crew in the courtroom for this emotional sentencing. David Charnes here with how many years they could be serving behind bars.
Yeah, Brad, Denise, the pair took a plea deal, sending them to the Department of Corrections for at least 10 years. Today in court, the family of the man they killed repeatedly asking why they did it.
I would like to send my condolences to Brian's family.
21-year-old Erica Covington apologizes for killing a man inside a Caesars Palace hotel room before a judge sentences her to prison.
I deeply, genuinely apologize for the grief and the pain that has been brought upon you guys' family.
She and 22-year-old Ariana Taylor killed and robbed 25-year-old Brian Altamirano Solano in May 2023. This video the 8 News Now investigators obtained shortly afterward shows the trio walking hand in hand minutes before the murder.
No le bastó con robarle sus pertenencias.
Altamirano Solano's father speaking with the help of an interpreter. It wasn't enough just taking his belongings, he says. They had to kill him. Altamirano Solano and the girls were in his room for about 15 minutes before one of them pulled the trigger.
Poor buddy thought he was going to get, 2 lots of hairless cat. He thought he was getting double hairless cat, and he did not. He got a gun in his face instead. And you can tell, like, when they're running here, let's go back. Look, you can tell
enough just taking his belongings, he says.
You know that they know what they did. Why run away then? Look, they both knew. She went back, probably to steal more things.
And the girls were in his room. One of them pulled the trigger. Police finding a cartridge casing they say matched Taylor's gun. Altamirano Solano's mother joining the hearing remotely from out of the country. The pain that I felt was so deep, she says. I felt like I just lost my life. I had so many questions. Why? Why my son? Police work to find the women included comparing these Instagram videos to surveillance from several Strip properties that night. Officers arresting the duo 2 days later. Altamirano Solano's father again speaking through the interpreter.
Pido justicia por mi hijo.
I ask for justice for my son.
Police nor prosecutors have ever said which woman they actually believe pulled the trigger. Nevada law allows charges against all people involved in a murder, not just the person who did the actual slaying.
Yeah, so in LV, you don't need to know who pulled the trigger. You just need to know that they were both there when the crime was committed. It's sort of like a conspiracy charge where, yeah, they don't need to determine that you're the actual one who committed it. You're just not the one who reported it to police as a crime, basically. So if one of the girls had called the cops and said, "Oh my God, I just witnessed a shooting of a guy, and we thought we were gonna go for a great night and use up a lot of Diddy's baby oil and have a lot of fun," that would be different because then she'd have some sort of alibi. But these two, you can tell when they're running away that that video is very. It just tells you everything about the both of them. They are in cahoots for the both of it. So I when cops found that video, they must have been like, "Oh my God, we got him," because they both know what happened. They both know the gun went off. So who knows? It doesn't matter who actually did the killing. It's the fact they did it as a joint enterprise. So yeah, poor buddy. Thought he was going to have the time of his life. He thought all his dreams would come true. Thought he was going to get much cat, and he got no cat. It is very sad. I feel sorry for him. Look, you can see in that photo. Where is it? Look, he's so excited. I would be too. Look, he's so happy. Yeah, at least he was happy in his somewhat final moments, I guess. There he is. So happy. He's like, "Oh my God, Vegas dreams really do come true. Oh my God, I met these two girls." And unfortunately, they decided to rob and kill him instead. They're saying here, the pair, the women, the two of them, their crimes were exposed around 8 hours after the haunting footage showed him smiling, taking the pair to his room. I bet he was smiling. When he failed to check out, a housekeeper went up to check on him and was met with a disturbing scene. He was found with a single gunshot wound to the chest. Police launched a murder investigation. Footage from security cameras caught the two women walking with him inside Caesar's Palace on the Strip. They were seen laughing arm in arm, but were captured on video running away from the room about 15 minutes later. That tells me that they always had the intent to rob him. It was never about anything else. They thought they had found a weak person they could overthrow and take his money and his valuables. They say the surveillance footage and a slug found in the victim's room that was matched to another crime involving Taylor led investigations to the suspects. Hey, we never said you had to be smart to be a murderer. So she used the same weapon that she committed a different crime. Brutal. They say the woman initially pleaded guilty to the crimes but accepted a plea deal for second-degree murder in November. On Thursday, the judge accepted the terms of the plea deal. The women are set to serve between 10 and 25 years in jail. Prosecutors or police were never able to determine who pulled the trigger, but Nevada law allows for anyone who was involved in a murder to serve time for it, not just the person who committed the heinous act. The women were allowed an opportunity to speak in court and apologize for their horrific actions, which Taylor declined to do. However, Covington elected to speak, telling them, "I would like to send my condolences to Brian's family." So you could probably tell who's the one who pulled the trigger and who's the one who didn't. There's a photo of the victim here, Brian Solano, who was murdered in his Las Vegas hotel room by these two women. Jeez. Let's see if we can... Is this more of the CCTV? All right, let's watch it.
Tonight, video appears to show two murder suspects running through a strip hotel.
Those women reportedly meeting their victim just minutes before they allegedly shot and killed him in a guest room. Now, evidence the 8 News Now investigators obtained show how police pieced this case together. Video the 8 News Now investigators obtained shows 25-year-old Brian Altamirano Solano walking hand in hand with Erica Covington and Ariana Taylor, both 20, minutes before the women are accused of killing him. It's 2:35 a.m. on Monday, May 15th. Police say a camera inside a Caesars Palace hallway captures the trio walking to Altamirano Solano's room, prosecutors noting the bag slung over his chest. 14 minutes later, that same camera catches Covington and Taylor running away. Police say one of them has their victim's bag on her as she drops her phone. Detectives getting more surveillance video, this one from a different strip property. They say one of the women is wearing the bag as she charges her phone. Prosecutors say Covington and Taylor are the duo in these Instagram videos shown to a grand jury, where they're wearing the same or similar outfits as the morning of the murder. More photos show the hotel room door, where police say just 15 minutes transpired before the women allegedly shot and killed
Yeah, they're not very clever. Yes, the one who did not talk, it was her gun that was also linked to another crime. Yes. They were also linked to the crime because they wore the same outfit on TikTok. Very clever people. Seems to be our most clever and brightest minds are the ones who commit murder. Hey, Blunt Blessings Tarot. Hey, good to see you. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you're having a fun weekend. Are you doing some tarot at home? I hope you are. April B says, never take strangers to your hotel room or your house. That's right. You take them to the club bathroom. That's where you do all your dirty work. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that either. That's not very sanitary. Yeah, very sad case. And those women just that had to be their thing from the outset, was to rob him. I don't know about the gun, but he was definitely going to be robbed. Yeah, poor dude. There he is. There's his photo. Says on the top, bad boy. Well, what, bad boy? Bad something. I don't know if you were the bad one, buddy. I think you were hoping to get bad, but did not. Here's the two that you decided to take to your room. I mean, sure. Whatever floats your boat. But yeah, these two will spend many countless years in jail for their crimes. Does it say dog? It had a T on it. Like, I've never heard of a dot that looks like a dog, but maybe. Yeah, there we go. Let me get out of this story. I've got too many links open. We do far too many stories each night. Yeah, let's look up. Where's his name? I want to see it. There you go. They're in court, where apparently hair dye is not available, like Lori Vallow. No more hair dye for you. No more hair dye. Oh my god, her hair has changed immensely. No hairdresser for you. None. Yeah, let me look up Brian Solano. Yeah, let's go to oh, no, not that one. KLS 8. They will have one for us. Yeah, so Covington and Taylor, 21 and 22 respectively. I can't believe they got off on second-degree murder, though. You take a gun to someone's hotel room, I mean, you shouldn't get second-degree murder. Police initially said the woman killed Solano inside the room at Caesars Palace and stole his wallet. Police nor prosecutors said they've ever been able to figure out who pulled that trigger. In court Thursday, Clark County District Court Judge Tierra Jones sentenced the women along the terms of the agreement, which includes a maximum term of 25 years in prison. There's a photo of them hearing their plea deal officially. Oh, she's got the what do they call these ones? I can't remember the ones that go around the waist, but she's got her hands done and around the stomach as well. At least she tried to apologize to the family. Look, there he is in his final moments before he went up to his hotel room. Yeah, he was in the country of the USA seeking asylum from Nicaragua. So he was trying to get asylum. Yeah, they say detectives later located 2 explicit videos on his phone, which they said included Covington and Taylor. Maybe he did get the hairless cat. It wasn't enough just to taking his belongings. They had to kill him. His family asked for justice. Well, I hope 25 years is what you feel is justice. Yeah, maybe he did get some hairless cat. How else did he get the videos? They're saying here, Nevada state law allows prosecutors to charge more than one person with murder if a pair or group is accused of committing the crime together, very much like a conspiracy charge. Covington and Taylor did not call for help after the shooting. A housekeeper found his body more than 8 hours after they killed him. The women will be eligible for parole in 2033. That's not that long away. That's about what, 8 years? So in 8 years' time, both of them will come up for parole on their first attempt. Wow, that is not long enough. Wow, 8 years. They've already spent about 2 years in prison. Hey Blunt, blessings. Good to see you. In 15 minutes? Hey, you get a lot of work done in 15 minutes. Gaylor says, have you seen the weather here in Scotland? I haven't. No, I didn't hear anything about a pimp. No. Yeah, did no one hear the gun go off? Hey, the hotel may have had really good, like noise reduction. Jojo said no, because pimps would never have gave them a gun. Yeah, I can't imagine a pimp would give them a gun. Can't imagine that. Oh, really? 140 miles per hour winds? Miles per hour? Jeez, that's like 200 kilometers an hour. Hold on. It says here that it is 2 degrees Celsius. Wind is 13 miles per hour. That's a little smaller than 115. Although you do have a wind warning out for Central, Tayside, and Fife, Grampian, Highlands, other words I can't pronounce, Shetland, Strathclyde, and Southwest Scotland, and Lothian borders. Areas trimmed to pull further north with the increased likelihood. Strong westerly winds will persist. It sounds like you do have some pretty severe winds, although I don't see anything here that tells me that it's super duper. See, today you got I mean, it is severe, but all right, let's have a look. Oh, it is a bit. Oh, that low pressure system. Wow. Look at that L. This is the center of the low right here in the middle of the spiral. I think we all know that. There you go. We could draw like an L right here. That's the low. Wow, that is. It looks like what's this over here? No, is this Holland? Over here, they're copying it as well. They got the other side of it. Yeah, their readings are bonkers. Wow, that's a hell of a low. That deep purple here. Let's see what happens if we go back. Can we go back in time? Let's go back a few hours. Okay. So where is it going? It's going north, so it must have come from the south. Oh, it's Norway. Okay, Norway, not Holland. Wow, it looks like it's going to keep going north until it runs out of room. Until it runs into like Antarctica or something. Wow, they're going to cop it too over here, all along the coastline. You see how it's brushing up along the coastline right here. The surf is going to be amazing along here. Not good for surfing, but it's going to be huge high tides going through here. Wow, you guys copped that at the. Oh, you got another one coming through too. Another low, right here. This one's going to affect this side of the UK though. Sounds like you're having a very windy week. Oh my god, you guys have got the worst weather. Look at this near Ireland. You got like this looks like a complex low because you can't see like a an actual circle here. You got a couple. This looks like might be like a multiple low system here. But yeah, you guys have really crap weather. Sounds like you guys are going to have a hell of a windy weekend. A red weather warning. You guys get that when it's 20 degrees. Really frightening. Yeah, I mean that low looks bonkers. All right, what time is it? What time is it? What time is it today? All right. All right. Let me get one more story and then we can get out of here for the day. Let's see what else I've got on me list of things. All right. Apparently we have a missing boy out of Georgia. Let me have a look and see if he is still missing or not. Oh, he was located. Thank the Lord. So a little kid went missing earlier today, and the weather's been so crap that I'm glad they were able to locate him quickly. But here, I'll show it to you anyway.
Country. You're watching
Oh, that's
WGCR.
we don't need that. But it was this little guy. Tyja. He's 12. He was 5 feet 2 inches, but they were able to locate him. He's missing out of the Hinesville Police Department area. But they said he was located at 11:51. So that is a long day for that kid. They said they're happy to report he's been located. Hold on, we can go to the post if it'll open on Facebook. Here we go. They said he was located. Thank you to everyone who shared the post, called in tips, and assisted in bringing him home. Tyja is the way I'm going to pronounce it. Walthour. Maybe that's how you pronounce it. The boy in the first picture is missing. They have now cropped my son out of the second picture. My son and four-wheeler is at home. My son was with the missing kid on Wednesday. Okay, so the kid on the four-wheeler on this side is a completely different kid. I think they're looking for were looking for the four-wheeler, but they're now saying that was never missing. They were just looking for this little guy. But he has been located, thank the Lord, and he is back home with his family. I like when we can do that and we can get the kids back home. That's always better than something else. Hold on, let's look at this. Oh, let's look at this one for a minute. They say residents have been left shaken after an unknown hooded man was captured on CCTV outside their home in Adelaide's southwest. Police believe the man approached the front door the front door of the home on Raglan Avenue in Edwardstown, armed with a gun, about 5 a.m. on Thursday. The man concealed his face with a balaclava and a hooded jumper. There he is there. Police said the two people inside the home saw the offender on CCTV and quickly called the authorities. The offender left the scene. There was no reports of injuries and no shots were fired. Police believe a small white hatchback was seen in the vicinity of the home soon after. Ugh. Imagine seeing that in front of your home at 5 a.m. Why was he there? Are they known drug people, or? That's what my next question would be. Oh, we have a thing from South Australian Police. We can have a look at it. All right, let's go to I've got a couple. We've got a couple we can look at. One from 7 News, one from a different one. Yeah.
Investigating a disturbing pre-dawn incident involving a firearm at Edwardstown. Just before 5 a.m, a man holding a gun approached the front door of a Raglan Avenue home.
Can you tell us what happened this morning? What happened this morning?
Two men who were inside saw the masked suspect, who fled before police arrived. No one was injured and no shots were fired. Police are investigating a disturbing pre-dawn incident involving a firearm at Edwardstown. Just before 5 a.m, a man holding a gun approached the front door of a Raglan Avenue home.
Can you tell us what happened this morning? What happened this morning?
Two men who were inside saw the masked suspect, who fled before police arrived. No one was injured and no shots were fired. Police are investigating a disturbing pre-dawn incident involving a firearm at Edwardstown. Just before.
There you go. Stop double playing. That is freaky. It really is. It's very strange. It's very odd. By the way, I haven't seen my friend Vicky K in a while. I hope Vicky K's okay. I hope she's doing okay. It's like everyone just disappeared after January. Maybe I pissed people off. That's all right. I'm used to doing that to people. All right. Let me go here. I've got another one I want to have a quick look at about this. Yeah, let me look it up. So the South Australian police also released some footage on their Facebook. I think it's the same footage, but let's have a quick look at it. South Australian police. Here we go. It's very short footage. Let's have a look. So if we go back, it looks like he approaches from, like, why does he approach from over here, though? Did you guys notice that? Like, he approaches from, like, far off onto this driveway. Like, there looks like there's a front area here. If that's the front of the home, why would you not approach from over here? Unless this is the back of the property. Almost like he knew where to go, right? Yeah, and he knew there was a camera there. Did you see that? He already knew that was there. Yeah. Whoever this is known to the victims. 100%. This is not some random dude. He knew this. He knew the layout. You can tell. And he's wearing the black balaclava, one, not to be caught, but two, he doesn't want the occupants to know who he is. I don't think this is like some random burglar. No, I think he already knew it was there. The people look dodgy. Maybe they're drug dealers. Drug deal goes wrong, owes him money. I would put some money on that. Yeah, let's have a look. Was he wearing gloves? Looks like it. Yeah, is that a glove on his hand? I can't tell. Wait, he does put his hand up at the camera. Let's have a look. Yes, that looks like there's something on his hand, right? Like a glove? That doesn't look like skin. That looks like the outline of a glove. Yes, he's wearing fabric on his hands. You can see it there. He's wearing fabric on his hands. There you go. There's a good shot of it. You can see the fabric. This is someone they know. This is not a random thing. Ain't no one bringing a gun to your house at 5 a.m. in the morning for no reason. Even a burglar. Like, no, this guy's not a burglar. Yeah, this was probably either money owed or perceived wealth inside of the home. For some reason, they thought there was something in there. But I don't think this guy's like a daily burglar. Yeah. Even got it. Is his eyes covered or is he just... There you go. You can see his eyes. Yeah, there's something going on here. Yeah, that's why I said it looks like he already knows the layout of the place. Yeah. Definitely, yeah. Definitely think this is something related, you know, to them. I don't think it's like, you know, some guy just decided to rob them at 5 a.m. And yeah, see, he looks down that way, almost like he's waiting for something or looking, like trying to be aware of something. Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right. Night Ninja. He's a Ninja Turtle. He is a Ninja Turtle. Yeah. Well, I hope they're safe. But yeah, the people in the film clip didn't really want to be on camera, did they? They look like they were quite happy to get out of there. Let's have a look at them again. Where are they? Yeah, lots of hoodies and big sunglasses and not wanting to talk to the media. I mean, some people don't want to talk to the media anyway, but... And the other guy's got his... He's putting his hand over his face too. There's him coming in. You can see the gloves. Is that a completely different guy? He is wearing something over his hands though, you can see it. So that's the back of the property. Okay, they must have a big courtyard out the back. But he looks down the street almost like he's probably looking out for cars, but... And he's got a backpack on too, on his front of his chest. He looks about the age group of the people at the home as well. Yeah, nothing happened. Juicy Jules says, oh yes, in my hometown, Colorado Springs, man went to Vegas, blew up car, both here in Colorado Springs. Yeah, Colorado Springs has had a very rough year so far. Yeah, hi Juicy Jules, how are you, my sweet friend? All right, I think we're just about done. I think I've run through all my stories. We've been on for at least a couple of hours. Maybe going on, yeah, just over a couple of hours. Hey, I love you all. I hope you had a great Friday. And tomorrow's Saturday night. I don't know what we're going to do. I'm sure we'll have fun, though. I'll have more stories for you, I promise. Well, maybe we'll get more information on... Do you remember a few years ago, a couple of years ago, there was that weird burglar in Victoria? They called him, like, the Night Stalker. They never found that guy either. They never found him. He just disappeared. When the publicity got turned up, he just went away. Hold on, Night Stalker. Yeah, I'm going to show you. I don't know if you remember this. There was that weird fella that was like walking around Geelong. Yeah, I'll have to pause it. Remember this? Did it not transfer? Okay, here. Do you remember this guy? That was found like trying to sort of break into homes in Victoria here. Yeah, he just disappeared. Never ever found out who that guy was, why he was trying to get into homes. Nothing. Yeah, because a lot of people saying in the comments here that it was funny that he just disappeared when the footage got put all over the news, but no one's heard from him in about 18 months. Yeah, so yeah, the Night Stalker terrorizing Geelong. Yeah, well, I'm gonna get out of here. Hey, Sienna, you don't want to talk to us anymore? You just come in at the end and say hi. All right. Hope Arizona's doing okay with you. Hope it's not too hot where you are. All right, lovers. I will see you. You remember it a little? He pooped his pants. He did he? April B says, thanks, Ping. Have a good night. I will. Hey, get a great sleep, everyone. You've been here all along. How did I miss you? I didn't call out your name. Did I call out your name? Were you here the whole time? Is Ping going crazy? Oh, Natasha was here. Hey, Natasha. Maybe I missed your name somehow. I'm sorry. All right. I'll see you tomorrow for more Nights with Ping. Oh, wait. We have to check that thing. Hold on. I was just going to log off and then not say thanks to people. All right. Hey, I love you all. Be back tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed, why haven't you? You should subscribe and be nice and help Ping out. Subscribe, make the number go bigger. That's what we want. Bigger number. Not hairless cat. We want bigger numbers on YouTube. All right. Good night. Bye.